It's a great opportunity right now to see if Deacon Dan Brahier is ready to roll. What do you think?
I love it.
Yeah.
And our word for today on this Wednesday of the 18th week in Ordinary Time, this Wednesday, August the 7th, our word for today is restore, and here to talk about it is Deacon Dan Brahier. Good morning, Deacon Dan.
Good morning, Ron. Good morning, Dave. How are you guys doing?
We're doing
Fabulous.
fine.
How about you?
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. This is kind of a reflective day because it's the feast of Saint Sixtus II, and he was martyred on this day, actually technically on August 6th, but he was martyred along with 4 of his deacons. So those of us in the diaconate, it's kind of a special day to remember that even from those early 3rd century times, that the deacons were always right there with their bishop and with the Pope, serving the church. And when one died, they all died together.
Mm. Well, on a big day in the Brahier family yesterday, your beautiful wife, Anne, celebrated the day of her birth.
Wow. She did.
Happy
Yesterday
birthday.
was her birthday. We had guests over for dinner. It was a very nice day, actually. Perfect. And the window of opportunity was about an hour and a half in there for being able to grill the chicken before the rain moved back in. So life was good.
That worked out well.
Wow. And I could see this being, she might be on the calendar 200 years from now. They usually mark saints' days by either their birth or their eventual going home to Jesus Day. But they could pick one or the other. But I predict she'll be on the church calendar maybe 250 years from now. It's hard to tell.
You never know.
She's doing some saintly work there with Walking with Moms in Need.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, she is. She is. Well, it will be a tough call, though, to try to bump that feast day to take the Feast of the Transfiguration.
Transfiguration, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
There's that, yeah.
I didn't put that together.
So our word for the day is restore. So there's this doctor. He can't find a job in a hospital. So he opens a clinic, and he puts out a sign that says, get a treatment for $20. If you're not cured, I'll give you back $100.
Mm.
So this lawyer thinks that's a great opportunity to earn $100. He goes to the clinic and he says to the doctor, hey, I've lost my sense of taste and I need it restored. And the doctor says, nurse, bring medicine from box number 14 and put 3 drops in the patient's mouth. Mm. And so she does it. And the lawyer says, oh, this is terrible. This is kerosene. And the doctor says, congratulations, your sense of taste has been restored. So give me my $20. So the lawyer gets really upset. He goes back a couple days later to recover his money, and he says to the doctor, hey, doctor, I've lost my memory. I can't remember anything. I need my memory restored. And the doctor says, nurse, bring medicine from box number 14 and put 3 drops in his mouth. And the lawyer says, wait a minute, that's kerosene. You gave me that the last time. And the doctor says, congratulations, you got your memory back. So now the lawyer gets really mad. He pays him. He waits a week. He comes back to get his $100. And he walks in and he says, my eyesight has been very weak, doctor. I can't see at all. The doctor says, well, I'm sorry. I don't have any medication for that. Here's your $100 bill. The lawyer looks at it and goes, but this is $20. It's not $100 like you promised. And the doctor says, congratulations, your eyesight is restored. Now give me $20.
That's good. I like it.
So it's all about restoring, right?
I love it.
Restoring something. My dad is a woodworker. He's actually kind of a retired woodworker now. He has a hard time with eyesight, so he's not doing it that much anymore. But he would restore furniture. And the implication was always to put it back to the original condition where it was built. Now, I know, Dave, your comments earlier, and I agree with you when you said that in some ways when we think of the word restore, it might even bring something to be better than it was when it started. I think you could sometimes argue when my dad would take a piece of antique furniture that was falling apart, by the time he would glue it and stain it and refinish it and refix it, it would probably look better than it was on the day that it was built. But absolutely, the restoring idea is something was lost, something has fallen apart, and needs to be put back together. And so sometimes when we go hiking, my wife and I will see these signs that will say restoration area in a park. It says keep off the grass. What are they trying to do? They're trying to put the habitat back to the way it was intended to be that has gotten off track throughout time. So one of the key things here to remember is that we, according to the book of Genesis, are made in the image and likeness of God. And that implies that God made us good, and he intended us to be like himself, to be acting and looking like his children. But the fact is, we make mistakes and we fall short of that. And some theologians have written that we never lose being the image of God, but we lose being the likeness of God because of our sin. And so we need prayer and sacrifice and the sacraments to restore ourselves to that likeness, that image and likeness that God intended us to be. And so that's why St. Peter, near the end of his first letter, he makes the statement, the God of all grace who called you to his eternal glory through Christ Jesus will himself restore you after you have suffered a little. So Peter is pointing out that we all need that restoring, that confirming and strengthening. So today we continue with this book of Jeremiah that's just so incredibly rich. Isn't Jeremiah amazing? There's so much in that. In that first reading, God says to Jeremiah, with age-old love I have loved you, I kept my mercy toward you, and again I will restore you, and you will be rebuilt. And we hear that same message in the response from Jeremiah about being scattered but regathered, turning your mourning into joy. So today what I would challenge all of us to do is to ask, what does God want to restore in us today? Maybe it's a sense of innocence. Maybe we become jaded and we need to be restored into a more playful approach to life. Maybe we need a more positive attitude toward our world. And maybe it's just the need to restore our relationships with those we love, our friends and our family. Today, God calls us to restore relationships and restore ourselves to the image and likeness he intended us to be.
Deacon Dan Brahier, you've done it again. Thank you. Thanks for joining us on Morning Offering today.